Yeah. Look, when people try to communicate, if if I'm don't if I'm not your equal, or you don't think you're my equal, or I don't think I'm your equal, people who think they're above somebody presume the right, the duty indeed, to lie and tell that poor person whatever it is they're supposed to think about this. Oh, gee, the light's changing. Well, you know what? We're going to rock on. Um, if I feel like I'm your parental figure and for you, you need to have it explained to you what the hell's going on here. If you're poorer than me, I'm going to explain why, that's not my fault. And here's what you need to do different to have that change. Let me change this. So I'm back on again. I'm going to clap my hands again. Got a lovely machine going up the hill there. Um, yeah, yeah. If I think I'm better than you, poor little you, if I need to explain why you just don't measure up, I'm going to explain why you don't don't measure up in some nice way. But it's not exactly honest. And if you recognize that I think I'm better than you, and you don't just smack me for it, uh, you're gonna, I don't know, call me sir. You're gonna, recognize that you can't actually have a conversation with me. You need to sort of frame it in some way. You need to sort of say something besides the truth, because this guy is obviously full of himself. So neither of us is going to actually communicate the real truth as we really think it is. So when that inequality is built into a relationship between, say, a parent and child, or a teacher and a student, or a boss and an employee, then you can't really expect the honest truth from any of them. And if they do tell the truth, it disrupts the flow of authority and what's supposed to happen. Okay? Um, Even if the boss wishes the employee would tell them the truth about where something went missing, the one employee who steps up and says, "Oh, yeah, here's what happened," is not the one they like best. Maybe it's the one they, pay more to because they sneak and tell, and, they're spies or whatever. But that's different. That doesn't mean they like them. They don't know what to do with that person. That person broke the rules. That person's outside the game. So let's uh, let's take care of them. So in any event, no, honesty is only possible between equals. That's my assertion. You may disagree. I invite you to try. I invite you to observe in the world. Look, I don't come armed with a pile of statistics. If I did, they'd be out of date, and I don't necessarily trust them. Like any white dude, I basically expect what I say to be self evidently true. And if it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. Um, I lay it out there, and obviously, I don't care that much if a lot of people find me ridiculous. Obviously, it's not a huge concern that a lot of right thinking Americans are just never going to buy that stuff. Like, yeah. Do I look young? Do I look like I've never heard anybody say you're crazy?